Our storm alert team coverage continues today, and we've gotten reports of several mobile homes flipped in Meigs County.
So Local 3's Abigail Martin checked it out and joins us now from Decatur. Tell us what kind of damage they're dealing with, Abigail.
Guys, well, now over to the roads. Highway 58 is cleared and everything is up and moving, but right across from the trailers that I was telling you about earlier is this residence. Luckily, the woman was not home whenever the storm hit. However, there are power lines down in the driveway. The roof has been halfway torn off and there is now a tarp to cover it. It looks like the window glass has been broken. The Ford Explorer looks to have damage. Fragments of a shed are wrapped in trees in front of her yard. I've seen a shower curtain, seat cushions, and a pet carrier in the yard, along other fragments. Again, luckily nobody was home in this residence when the storm hit, and we also do not have an update yet on the woman from earlier in the campers. However, we are live in Decatur, Tennessee, hoping to have more information soon. I'm Abigail Martin, Local 3 News.
Abigail, thank you for that report. And with these storms moving through, there's always the potential for dangerous or flooded roadways. In Georgia, the State Transportation Department has some good advice about avoiding large pools of water. Don't ever drive around the barricades, and if you ever see a downed tree or power line, stop right there and call 911. Heavy winds can easily blow a vehicle around, so it's always good to pay attention.
And our Clay Smith is paying close attention to what lies ahead for us.
Had some watches and warnings out earlier, Clay. How about now?
Yeah, things are starting to wind down to a degree. With that being said, we still have some strong storms coming in out of Middle Tennessee. Severe thunderstorm warning for Franklin County, which is just outside of our coverage area, and a really strong storm about to move into Grundy County, but no active severe warnings for our coverage area, at least for now, which is certainly good news. And we're going to continue to see things kind of wind down as we continue through the rest of your Thursday. Just a couple of showers remaining into Polk County, down into Murray County as well. None of this is severe, which is certainly good news, but we do have some strong storms still packing a punch into some of our westernmost communities. So Winchester, Manchester dealing with this really heavy line of storms pushing through, and this is going to move right into northern Grundy County. There's upwards of 40 to even 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this storm in particular, so that'll be moving into Altamont, Colmont, and some of the surrounding areas, and then eventually pushing into places like Cagle, Dunlap, down into Whitwell. Also, we have a severe warm storm, but I just checked the National Weather Service chat, and it looks like this severe warning is going to be allowed to expire within the next 5 minutes or so as this storm is starting to weaken. But still not a great drive up 24 towards Nashville. A lot of rain, a lot of lightning, and this is the final batch. So after this moves through, the severe threat is going to end from west to east finally, and we can breathe a sigh of relief here across the Tennessee Valley. But here's a look at your future scan. Again, this scans the radar and puts us 1 hour into the future. So again, that heavy line of storms is going to be moving into the Sequatchie Valley, eventually into places like Dayton, Spring City, and Chattanooga. The showers across North Georgia will continue to weaken, and this line, as it moves further and further to the east, conditions aren't going to be quite as favorable, especially in some of the higher elevations, so this should start to weaken as well. So certainly good news there. And this weather maker is now starting to push out. Again, we have the low pressure, the warm front to the north, the cold front extending all the way down to the Gulf Coast, and just a plethora of warnings from really southern Virginia all the way down to portions of the Florida Panhandle. So it's been a very busy day, not only here in the Tennessee Valley, but across much of the southeast. I mean, look at these storm reports. This is just today. We had several confirmed tornadoes into portions of central Alabama, and we had a tornado warned storm move through Jackson and DeKalb counties, and there's a lot of damage in some of those areas starting to show up. So it'll be interesting to see if the National Weather Service decides to do a survey in that area tomorrow. So we'll definitely keep you updated on that. But a lot of wind damage here across the Tennessee Valley. We had a lot of scenes like this with trees down over roadways. So continue to be careful if you're heading out and about, because there still could be debris out on some of our local roadways. But things are starting to clear up. You can see that last batch of storms starting to cut across. Still some clouds out to our west, but after this, we'll start to clear out. Temperatures cool down. But for now, we're in the 50s, already turning a bit cooler in Altamont, in the upper 40s. And then this last batch of storms moves out. And then after midnight, we'll have a few lingering showers. But get this, it's going to be cold enough by Friday morning for snow showers into places like, Dunlap, along the Cumberland Plateau, and then back along the Tennessee-North Carolina line. Again, the higher elevations could get quite a bit of snow from this just because there's going to be a lot of showers of snow coming down from the north. A lot of low-level moisture, a lot of cold air, so it's going to be just enough. Now here in the valley, it's going to be a little tricky. We're going to be above freezing, so we may have snow falling, but it's going to be hard to accumulate just because temperatures are still going to be warm. We do have winter weather advisories in effect from Cookeville down into portions of the Tennessee Valley, including Grundy and Van Buren counties. Winter storm warnings for the highest elevations of Tennessee and western North Carolina. And here's a look at my current thinking. I'm thinking some areas, especially in like Cagle Mountain, Van Buren County, up into Fall Creek Falls, could squeeze out 1 to maybe 3 inches, a dusting upwards of an inch in some of our metro mountains, and then back into portions of the Blue Ridge and along the spine of the Appalachians. That's where you could really see some of those impressive snowfall totals. But here's a look at 7-day forecast. We go back into storm alert weather day on Friday for the chance for snow, especially in the higher elevations. Clear out for your weekend with more rain chances by next week.